So it can be a little difficult to pin down exactly what edge play is, just because it can be a little bit different for everybody who does it. So here is my best attempt at explaining edge play. Hey guys, it's Morgan with BDSM Relationships and Education. Thank you very much for checking out this video. And if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications. You can also check out what we've got going on over on Patreon. So today we are going to talk about edge play, and it's something that I'm sure most of you have heard of, but you may not know exactly what it is. Now, edge play often gets confused with edging, which is getting to the edge of orgasm and then stopping, but that is not what we're talking about today. We will talk about that in the future, I'm sure, but today we're talking about edge play as its own thing. So edge play is generally considered to be play that is more dangerous than sort of your standard play. It's playing close to the edge of safety. It's play that pushes you close to the edge of your personal boundaries. And as I said, it can be a little bit different for everyone. So your idea of what is safe and what is the edge of safe is different than what my idea of that same concept could be. Or your personal boundaries are going to be different than my personal boundaries. So edge play can be a little different for each of us. So as an example, because this is one of those things that is sometimes a bit easier to understand through an example rather than a definition, as an example, spanking is considered to be a very standard form of play. It's generally pretty safe. You don't need a lot of skill to do it. You just, hand on bottom, go for it. Obviously, there are nuances, and I've got some lovely videos on sensual spanking and how to sort of have fun with that, so I'll post that up above. But it is generally considered to be a safe form of play. It's a very low risk type of play. There's not a lot of things that can go wrong when you're just doing a very simple spanking with your hands. So it's not edge play. However, if we look at something like play piercing, that is considered to be, by most people, edge play, because it is significantly more dangerous. It requires much more skill in order to do safely, and it carries some significant risks, like various diseases that are transmitted through blood, such as HIV or hepatitis C. It presents the risk of infection, of scarring, and you can really do a lot of damage to somebody if you don't know what you're doing. As a top in play piercing, you can damage muscle, you can do all sorts of different things that are very detrimental. So it is considered to be edge play because it's significantly more risky. Now, if you're doing play piercing with someone like me that has been doing it forever, that has, a professional background in it, it becomes a lot safer, but it's always going to be edge play for the most part, or at least in my opinion, because we are involving breaking the skin and blood and things like that, which are always going to be potentially dangerous. So here's a list of things that are generally considered edge play. This is by no means exhaustive, and if the things on this list aren't considered edge play for you, that's okay. Everybody, like I said, has their own sort of realm of what edge play is, but as a general rule, most people will consider these activities to be edge play. So, as I mentioned, play piercing, but blood play, anything that will break the skin like that is considered to be edge play by most people. Breath play, so things that cut off the breathing, because that is incredibly dangerous. Most forms of breath play are considered to be edge play. Fire play, because, you're literally playing with fire. So yeah, that is considered to be edge play by most people. Ravishment play, which is also known as rape play, typically is considered edge play, not because there's necessarily physical dangers to it. There could be, certainly, but more because there's psychological dangers to that type of play. Generally, any form of resistance play, so where you're fighting back, could be considered to be edge play. when you are pushing boundaries. So that's something else that we hear a lot about in BDSM is, oh, I want to push your boundaries. But when you are actually pushing those boundaries, that's certainly considered edge play, because there is the potential for negative psychological results from that. So edge play doesn't have to be physical risks. It could be mental and psychological risks as well. So again, that is just a couple of examples. It is by no means exhaustive, and what falls into the edge play category for you is going to be different than what falls into the edge play category for me, because we have different boundaries. So edge play for you could simply be Tuesday night for me, but what I consider to be edge play might be, boring for you guys. So it really can be a very individual thing, although there are, as I said, those things that are generally considered by most of the community to be edge play. So some people consider edge play to be the extreme sports of BDSM, and I think that can be a very good way to describe it, simply because it is just that little bit further that some people choose to go that other people don't feel comfortable with. I do have a problem with it if we are setting it up as something that is better than, or more BDSM-y or whatever, because kink is not a competition. We have to remember that. But if you kind of think about it just as something that isn't for everyone, that is a lot more dangerous, that some people enjoy engaging in, but there is nothing wrong with you if you choose not to engage in it, then you're okay. So we're going to have some videos talking a little bit about edge play starting probably around mid-September, because I do have a new book coming out probably at the beginning of November that I'm really excited about, and the topic is going to be asepsis for BDSM play. So it is getting you ready to do a lot of that edge play. So we're going to talk about certain things within that realm. So my question to you guys then is, do you enjoy edge play, and what is your favorite type of edge play? Leave me some comments below and let me know what you guys think. Anyways, thank you very much for checking out this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.